Good day everyone. Back to France, visiting a few sites, presented in no particular order, just following the sequence of our visit. We start with Épernay, the so-called capital of Champagne, with the Place de Champagne, the Avenue de Champagne. On the avenue, there are many of the well-known producers. Others less famous, but in most cases you're able to pop in, have a quick visit, try a coupe or two of their producers, for a fee of course, and buy as many bottles as you want to carry back. For obvious reasons, walking up and down the avenue is the most sensible way to go. Beautiful buildings. Somehow one can feel that Champagne is a profitable business. La Castellane is particularly interesting. They provide a guided tour to their wine cellars, the cave in French, explain how methods of production have evolved over time, and of course afterwards a nice tasty of their bubbly to rehydrate. Mercier is quite popular. They also provide guided tours to their underground cellars, explaining why there are sculptures there. This time they move people around in a small electric tram. Cozy comfy, to end up with some more tasting. This massive barrel, a foudre in French, was hauled through the streets of Paris in 1889 by 24 bulls, 18 horses for the Exposition Universelle. After so much walking and tasting along the Avenue de Champagne, time for some real food downtown Épernay. From here we move north to Reims and its cathedral, Notre-Dame de Reims. There's a lot to view and to say about the cathedral. For now, just admiring stained glasses. Some very recent from Marc Chagall. Outside, you can see some impressive statues. Here Saint Nicasius with the top of his head chopped off. Next to him the smiling angel, the symbol for the city of Reims. And of course many other religious and historical figures. Next to the cathedral, the Palace of Thou, it was the palace of the Archbishop of Reims. The name derives from the plan of the building, which resembles the letter T. The palace was the residence of the kings of France before their coronation in Notre-Dame de Reims. The following coronation banquet took place in the palace itself, in the Salle du Festin. Beautiful tapestries are still displayed. We now move to the Basilique Saint-Rémy. Saint-Rémy was a bishop who baptized Clovis I, first king of the Franks, in 496 AD, way before Charlemagne. Beautiful stained glass. Saint-Rémy's shrine, and a statue of Saint-Rémy baptizing Clovis. After that, we go to Hautevillers with its abbey of St. Peter's. It was the home of the famous Dom Pérignon, a Benedictine monk whose work in winemaking helped to develop Champagne. Dom Pérignon's tomb rests today in the Saint-Sidulphe Abbey Church. Hautevillers is a charming village. A wine-producing village. What else? With houses decorated with beautiful forged iron shop signs. Here a few samples. Next stop is Nancy, but on the way checking out the Basilique de l'Épine in the small village of l'Épine, or the Thorn, basically in the middle of nowhere. Nice facade and statues. And all the different gargoyles are most interesting. Weird, bizarre creatures and animals. We're now in Nancy, well, the new Nancy actually, starting with the Place Stanislas. It dates from 1755 and is considered one of the most beautiful royal places in Europe. There's the City Hall, the theater and opera house, the Fine Arts Museum. The Amphitrite Fountain, Amphitrite the sea goddess, wife of Poseidon. In the background, the Basilique of Saint-Èvre. We move now east of Place Stanislas to the Jardin Gaudron. Quick stop at the Place d'Alliance, relaxing, watching some practices of pétanque. And the Jardin Dominique Alexandre Gaudron, a historic botanical garden. The garden was founded in 1758 by Stanislav Lesinski, or to keep it simple, Stanislas I, the last Duke of Lorraine, former ruler of Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, and father-in-law of King Louis XV of France. This bust and fountain is a monument of Jules Crévaux, a French explorer killed during his trips to Argentina and Brazil. After that, we go back to see the Eré Arch. Through the arch, the city hall or Hôtel de Ville we have seen before. The Place de la Carrière with its double avenue of trees, with symmetrical buildings facing each other down its length. At the end, the hémicycle du Général de Gaulle. The Basilique Saint-Èvre, we saw from the Place Stanislas. And walking up the Grande Rue, first the entrance to the Palais du Gouvernement, keep on walking to the Porte de la Craffe, which was the single entry point from the north side of the old city of Nancy. And on the other side, farther north, the Porte Notre-Dame. Basically, that was it for a quick tour of Nancy. Well worth coming back here and spending more time visiting these beautiful sites. On the way home, I last stopped to see a particular site in Ronchamp, a bit north, on the hills, to see Notre-Dame-du-Haut, designed and commissioned by Le Corbusier in 1954. The building is relatively small, but structurally complex. The roof seems like sails in the windy current on the hilltop. Very soothing feeling. Views from inside the church. Concrete is master here. One of the towers with a concrete dome. That was it for this time. Congratulations, you made it to the end. 15 minutes of it. Till next time. Cheers.